Hi, welcome. We have Ahmed here, a member of Business Mentor Insiders. And Ahmed, what are we doing here today? Why did we get on a call? What has changed in your business?
We reached actually 11 MRR. 11,000 euros MRR.
Oh, euros. Okay, interesting. I thought it was dollars. Congratulations. Good job. Although it's not a job, you own the agency. And what do you do? Like, what does your agency do?
Yeah, so we help small businesses get more sales online, and that's through Facebook ads. Also, I tried in the last couple of months to experiment with email marketing, and I upsold one client email marketing. That's also something we offer. So mainly Facebook ads, plus now expanding to complementary services like email marketing.
Okay, very good. And how long have you been in business now?
It's 8 or 9 months, but I haven't done it full time until starting from February since I had a semester break from university. Then I started doing it full time, and now like during Corona, everything's remote, so it saves me also a lot of time, and I can still be working almost full time on my business while still studying.
So, I mean, there's a global pandemic and a recession or whatever, who knows.
Yeah.
So what's the deal? Your business must be suffering. You must be
Yeah.
terrified, right?
Uh, I mean, I'm on the other side of businesses who are profiting from this.
Mm.
So since Corona hit, first couple of weeks were a bit frustrating because people were not willing to spend. I had a lot of sales calls where people were about to sign the deal, but then like they tell you, hey, I feel like it's risky, blah, 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 my business is gonna suffer, whatever. And so they contracted, and we noticed that in the first couple of weeks of the lockdown. But then a lot of businesses kind of went out of business. A lot of business pulled their money out of advertising,
Mhm.
because, for example, there's the event management industry, fitness, whatever, everything offline, restaurants, hotels, travel. So the CPMs went lower, the costs in general went lower. So people are started advertising aggressively, and we noticed there's a lot of businesses that popped up, a lot of businesses that had to change their business model and switch online. We noticed a lot of demand that we helped manage this kind of transformation online.
Interesting. And how come at this point your business has grown? Like first they said I'm scared and I don't know where this is going, or I don't know this, I don't know that. What happened when the demand picked up, and how long did it take for the demand to pick up?
Actually, a couple of weeks, like, and it's not even like a long time. The first couple of weeks were terrible, but then afterwards, everyone started noticing. And I mean, the information also was spread in the online community that advertising costs went lower. So it's time to take advantage of this opportunity. And then we also mentioned that in the sales pitch. So whenever I pitched them, hey, I told them like, hey, this is an opportunity. You don't want to waste time pondering and waiting and whatever. If you want to experiment, you want to experiment right now and not later when the costs go up again.
So from an agency point of view, from a service provider point of view, first a small dip, and then when businesses notice they can actually make a lot of money with online ads because many traditional businesses don't advertise, many new types of businesses took their place in your portfolio essentially, right?
Yep, exactly. And actually, yeah, we had one client churn in the beginning of March because they were afraid of Corona. But then
Okay.
after that, we acquired a lot of new clients, and that picked up very quickly.
That's good. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing across the board. I'm hearing the same exact story from everyone in Business Mentor Insiders. First, people are a little bit scared. Then we adjusted our marketing. I mean, same for my business, let's be honest. Then we
Mhm.
adjusted our marketing, and then things are growing. And what people are telling me is clients really don't feel like they have a choice. They must advertise. They want to keep their employees. They want to, grow their business now, and they have to do it remotely. They can't hire a team locally internally, right? So they're coming to us now. I mean, is this fairly accurate based on your experience as well, or not?
Yes, I mean, usually businesses, the first thing they cut is marketing, which is, I think, very, very stupid. To generate leads, to generate new business, you can't contract on marketing. You probably contract on other parts of the business, but not on marketing. And that's what I pitch when I talk to people. Hey, I mean, this is vital to your business. You can't ignore this part. And usually they agree, and then they proceed with us. So yeah, I'm noticing exactly the same thing.
Interesting. And okay, well, let's drop the whole negative subject. We had to get out of the way anyway.
Yeah.
So what's been going on? So you joined BMI 8 months ago. Then you were studying still. You even had a job at the same time, and you were running a business. How did you do this, Ahmed? I'm like, how is this? You're what, 22 now or something, right?
Yeah, I'm 22 now. Yeah.
22. How do you do all these things at the same time? It's a lot of stuff, dude.
I mean, well, I mean, it's feasible if you follow a system and you get educated about how to do business. You get mentored, so you don't waste time on stuff that doesn't work. Like you're organized, or you are forced to get organized, because if you don't, then you're gonna like disappoint your clients. You're gonna disappoint your university grades. You have no choice but to make it through, and that's what I went through in the last couple of months. Especially, for example, in the exams phase, like in July and in January, that was pretty stressful, because you have to prioritize kind of exams. Because, by the way, I'm not like born in Germany, or I don't have long-term residency here, so I have a visa, and if I don't get good grades and pass my exams, then my visa will not get prolonged, and then yeah, I'll have to leave. So I have to finish my university, plus I have to deliver well and grow my business. And well, in the beginning, I didn't have that big of a revenue, so that's why I kept working on the side as a working student in a SaaS company,
Oh.
where I actually did lead generation. And yeah, also learned a lot in that position. But after a couple of months, I realized, okay, it's too operational, it's too like hands-on, to the point that, I mean, I don't know. I sometimes like realize if I spend more time doing the same thing, I might even get this into this employee mindset. And yeah, I realized, okay, it's time to make the jump,
Mhm.
and I saved for it, of course. And in January, I made the jump.
Mhm.
Left at that job, and then well, in January I had like a lot of exams, so I was not even focusing that much on business.
Mhm.
But in February, funny thing, like when I didn't focus that much on business on January, I suffered in February. February I had a terrible month.
Oh,
But
okay.
then, since I've worked full time on business in February and March, things picked up really quickly, and now they're much better, much better.
Interesting. And so business is growing. And how was it going when you had a job, perhaps, and full-time studies and running a business? How was business going during that time? Because we're not here to just talk about the good times, right? So how did that go back then? Were you making money? Were you getting sales?
I was making money, but not that much. I mean, I had three, four clients maximum.
How much would clients be paying you?
And revenue, that was 5K,
Five
5
thousand euros or dollars?
euros, yeah.
Five thousand
And
euros while having a full-time studies still. Okay. Okay, it's not terrible actually. It's pretty good.
yeah, but the service didn't match that price. I mean, I was
Mm.
not delivering a great result. I can tell it. That's what I wanted to focus on in February and March. I was educating myself. I bought a lot of courses. I attended a lot of trainings in BMI. Yeah, I get well-rounded about marketing in general, and I didn't just understand my service very well. I also got educated about a lot of other parts of the business. That's how it got better right now. Right now, when I jump on a sales call, I don't really want to push the sale. I just consult them, and at the end of the call, they just like realize, okay, I'm a very trustworthy person, and they want to work with me because I offered the value upfront. Most of the sales, like I was not pushing it. They just like, it's the most natural thing to proceed with, right? That's how it is right now.
You mentioned you've learned a few things in courses and also in BMI. Like, what are the main things you've learned in BMI? So you joined 8 months ago. Did you have a business before you joined?
No, at all.
Did you have business experience before you joined?
No, I was employee, working student. Last year, I worked in a couple of corporate, not really, but yeah, in a
You
couple
have
of
business
work.
experience, like running a business.
No,
No.
at all.
Okay.
Zero.
So how long did it take you to get your first sale?
2 months. Yeah, 2 months kind of. I didn't count, but I remember it was in July 2019, and I joined in, I think, in June. So that's a month and something.
You joined in May, actually, in May,
Oh man.
right?
But yeah,
And you got
probably
your first sale. When did you say? In June or July? What did you say?
July. It was in July, I guess.
July. So it took you approximately 2 months to get your first sale. Okay, cool. And what were the difficulties you had in the beginning? Like, why didn't you get it in the first 2 weeks or so?
Like, I was very distracted at that moment. I was also like finishing off that semester, so it was a lot of workload in university, and also like I was just getting started, so I was grasping and learning a lot about the business model,
Mhm.
how to build those funnels. It's a learning phase that you have to invest upfront in every project you want to run. It's not like I was lazy or anything, but it's just like a learning phase. And then I started getting sales calls. I mean, I was frustrated with the first sales calls because they didn't close, and I was like, I'm terrible at sales. I'm terrible at sales.
What kind of help did you get at this point? Like, how did you get good at sales apart from doing sales calls? What did you get?
We have these sales calls reviews on in BMI, so that was helpful because as soon as I didn't close the sale, I realized, okay, I suck. So That's a good thing about this coaching model, is that you suffer and then you immediately cure it. Like you go to a trainer and tell him, hey, I have this problem, please help me fix it.
And
And
how
then
long did that take? Like, how long did it take you? Many months to learn sales like that? From your first failed sales call, how long did it take you to close a sale?
5, 6 sales calls. I mean, in the beginning, I was not getting that many sales calls. I was doing mock-up calls as well with a couple of BMI members just
Yep.
to train and stuff. As soon as you make the first sale, then you start becoming more confident.
So, how many mentors did you have while you were learning sales and you're learning lead generation? Like, you were learning the different parts of the business, right? How many mentors did you have at the same time on a weekly or bi-weekly basis? How many mentors did you have?
So I was consistently attending 4 trainings per week. I mean, we have more, but
Oh, yeah.
I mean, looked for those because one, it was directly related to the service I sell, so it was important for me to learn my service technically. The other one was about the funnel that we're running, so Upwork, and the third one was about sales, and the fourth one was about general business knowledge. I think your call was it? Yeah, it was your call.
Yeah,
So yeah.
strategy. Getting on point with what the hell you're actually doing. What is the big picture? What is actually going on? Why am I talking to these people, and what do they want from me?
I still remember when I was very frustrated about a sales call and I came to you and asked you like how to pitch this, like, and you were like, learn your service. Like, what the fuck? You're gonna pitch someone something you don't even know what that is. I mean, I needed that harsh feedback in the beginning. I literally like right now value it that much.
So those were 4 mentors you were learning from early on.
Mhm.
Later on, did you learn from anyone else? Like, how many mentors have you had in total in that 1 year?
Oh, up to 8, 8, 9, something like that. Yeah.
9 mentors. Holy shit. And do they run
Yeah.
successful businesses, Ahmed? Who are these people? 8 mentors? Who are these people?
They are experienced entrepreneurs. They run agencies and they're based worldwide. Like we have guys in North America, we have guys in Europe, we have guys who are based in Asia, I guess. Cool people, experienced in business, similar business models, and they're qualified to teach.
Can I just go out there and find people who run agencies and they're gonna tell me all this stuff every week?
Well, there are some coaching programs here and there that charge thousands of dollars, not nearly as good of a value, but I think like BMI is a symbiosis. Like everyone is helping everyone. Even like the advanced members who are senior and who are making much more money than we are making, they still benefit from us, the beginners, given probably a more of a close to customers feedback. And I mean, we all benefit from each other and we all share insights about the industry we're in. And so, yeah, it's a win-win for everyone.
That's the right attitude right there, guys. That's exactly the right attitude. So, what were you thinking before you joined? Like, what were some reasons you were thinking of not joining at first when it comes to business
Well, in the
mindset?
beginning, I literally knew about BMI. Well, I knew you since 2014 or so when I was in Tunisia. You remember that? I was quite enthusiastic, and I was like, "Hey, Vitkin, would you like to come and visit us and speak at our conference?" And he was like, "No,
Definitely,
no,"
yeah.
and whatever. So yeah, I knew you since that time, but then I lost the line and came to Germany. I was learning German in the first year and playing around, discovering everything here. I went to a lot of meetups, a lot of conferences. By beginning 2018, I was very depressed. I was actually working in the McDonald's at that time. I couldn't find a good job and I hated it. I mean, your first job is the hardest easily because you don't have any like qualifications or anything. And so I was at McDonald's, I was suffering, blah, blah, blah. That was kind of pathetic and I hated it. And that's where actually that right after the exams at that time, like it was February 2018, where I was like looking for ways to just fix this. Like I was not in a good state, and then I started like reading your. I think I was already subscribed to your newsletter, and so I was reading your emails every week, and then I was watching the interviews with the other BMI members, followed them on social media and stuff, and I realized okay, they're legit people. And then yeah, I got in touch with you I think in February 2018, so that was actually even 2 years ago almost.
Mhm.
And at that time I was broke, like I didn't have the money to join the business coaching program. So yeah, then I had this in mind. I said okay, I need to save for it and I need to join it like with a stable kind of
Creation.
financial situation. I planned for it. So at that time I got a job a couple of months later in a business organization where I worked as a assistant doing everything admin to digital marketing, event management, blah, blah, blah. And then I worked a lot. I learned a lot there, actually. After a couple of months, I found a better job in an e-commerce company. It's a US based big e-commerce company. I learned a lot there. I worked under experienced people, ex-consultants in like BCG and graduates from MIT. I remember my direct
Oh,
manager. It was very insightful. I learned a lot, but then I realized as well that still, if you reach that level of MIT graduate, you wouldn't be tolerating this lifestyle of corporate employee. I felt like even if like I graduate from MIT, MBA actually, like he paid, I think 150,000 or something like that for it. He was still working 9 till 7 or so. They were overworked, and everyone was overworked. It was very stressful for everyone. And that's where I learned that corporate life is not for me. So after a couple of months, I realized, okay, I need to try something else. I took a break for a couple of months, and then I switched to this SaaS company where I simultaneously joined BMI. That's where I practiced a little bit of lead generation and understood like sales in general. But actually, the thing is, I was learning more in BMI than in my work at that time.
hopefully.
Yeah, in BMI, I was getting coached, and we have calls where I ask questions, and people are patient and all that kind of stuff. But at work, you're paid
Some
for
people are
that.
patient.
Yeah, not most of it is true. Yeah, but yeah, and at work you're paid for that. You can't ask that. You don't have the luxury to ask all those questions.
You can't ask questions at work. What the fuck? Well,
No,
that's kind
you
of weird.
can, but you have like this onboarding period where you can ask all the questions, but at some point you have to like pick it up, and then stop being super annoying. I mean, for some people it's annoying, so whatever. That's how it is.
Depends how you ask it, Ahmed. I never got that feedback at any job, but but then
Well,
again, they weren't running businesses, so I didn't, you learn something from them, but you don't really learn how to run a business from them. Not
I
all,
mean,
like, apart from the
the
business owner, of
thing
course.
is, like, it was a startup, and I
Ah,
mean,
okay.
it was also higher pressure, and like they would hire just the minimum possible people to do the maximum of work. And the first
Very
couple of
sounds
weeks, it
familiar.
was the first couple of weeks, like they were training the as much as possible. But after a month, maybe, I mean, you're expected to pick it up and know your shit and handle it properly. So
That's a month is a long time, dude. Like,
but I was a part-time work, like I was part-time, so I was not even like it's not a full-time employee, like you grasp everything in 1 month. For me it was like 2 days a week,
I
and
think
those
I think we taught you enough to get a sale in like a month and a half, dude. So I mean, I'm just saying a month is a long time of doing it full time, 8 hours a day. You're there, you have to do
yeah,
it.
I didn't do it full-time, so that's the
Ah,
point.
okay, okay.
I was doing it part-time 2 days a week,
Oh, okay, that's different. Yeah.
lower, like even like I think 15 hours a week or so.
So let's see. So what happened then? Then you joined BMI, and I mean, did you have any like doubts before joining? Were you thinking like, oh, maybe I shouldn't join, or some other
Yeah,
thing? I
I
don't
mean,
know.
that's natural. I mean, I was thinking first if I'm capable to run this business at this time, because I was still a full-time student and I didn't have that much like financial security. And so I was thinking, okay, is it worth the investment right now? Am I too aggressive at the moment? Should I like save more and wait for more months to go and see how that goes? That's all the objections that I had at that time. But
And how did
basically,
you resolve these? What did you like? What was your thought process to resolve them?
at some point, like I had in my bank account, I think 7K or so, and I was thinking, okay, actually, if I join BMI, I would be left with, I don't know, like
A
five
certain
six
amount,
months
yeah, a
no, no,
certain amount.
5 6 months life expenses, and that should be enough for me to make revenue
Mhm.
and to profit from it. So actually, also simultaneous, I mean, in the beginning I have a special case. So as a student in Germany, you're not allowed to start a business in Germany. So in the beginning, I opened a company in Estonia. I was not planning to pull any money out of it, just have it run on the side and me keep working as a working student on the side, which was the initial idea. And that's why I was always thinking of, okay, will I even make it in business if I'm gonna do it not even part-time, but even like quarter time, third of my time, kind of. That's the all the things that I was thinking about before joining. Actually, like I was sold on it. I mean, I've seen the people. I've checked their
Stalking.
LinkedIn's, their Facebook. Yeah. I watched the interviews. I mean, you can't like fake all of that. Yeah.
Hopefully,
I,
people
yeah.
are doing weird shit online, but yeah, if you do that level of research, not a lot of people do that, by the way. But if you do that level of research, it's pretty cool.
I did, and actually, by the time also, like I mean, I was like partial member, or how do you call it, partial on a partial membership.
Yeah,
So
I
I
mean, you were on track to join in a few months. Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. And so yeah, and that that granted me access to the Facebook group, and then I
Ah,
could,
okay. Then you can
and then
stalk people. Yeah.
okay, exactly. And then I would say, okay, that makes total sense. Like I don't have any, like all my objections are handled here. So here's my money.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you started a business. You still had a job. You were studying full time. Got up to like 5,000 euros a month or whatever it was as a student still, and then you started doing business full time. Now you're doing 11,000 euros, 12, 11,
Yeah,
right?
11,000 euros last month. Yeah.
11,000 euros. Okay, so that's good. That's good. So who should be doing this? Like, should every McDonald's employee come here, or who is this for?
No,
Because so many people work in McDonald's and then they join BMI. I don't understand. It's. I mean, formerly as students, fair enough, but still, it's kind of depressing to be honest.
it's actually a good stepping stone. Like everyone has to go through it just to crush their ego and to realize, okay, life is actually hard, and you have to become woke, and then you're like, yeah. Otherwise, like you'd be thinking everything is rosy and blah blah blah, and that's not true. So and the thing is, like, I had the McDonald's experience, but also I had the corporate experience, and also had the startup experience. So actually, that helped me see in every spectrum of kind of what's going on in this professional life. The uneducated, then the super educated, and then the kind of overworked employees. And I mean, everywhere people are overworked. But yeah, so that gave me a good insight on why I should try something else and then start my own business instead of work for people.
So
But yeah,
what's going on now, Ahmed? You must be living the dream lifestyle right now.
no,
Driving
by
Ferraris and
far,
Lamborghinis.
no way,
You're
by far, I'm
what's
not living
happening?
the dream. The thing is, right now, like with more revenue, that's more responsibility. Of course,
Mhm.
if you're not an asshole. With that, I mean, the more deals you close, the more responsibility you take on your shoulders, and the more people you have to hire, the more employees you have the
What's
responsibility to pay by
what's
the
your
end of the
profit
month.
margin? What's your profit margin? You don't want to make it seem like you're not making any money here. What's your profit
No,
margin?
no, no, no. It's between. I mean, it was between 50 and 40 the last
Okay.
month.
Ooh, that's
But
kind
yeah,
of
I
good.
think this month it's going to be lower because I'm investing heavily on building things, building other funnels, experimenting with other tools. So this month probably it's going to be lower. I have the comfort to test new things now.
Well, it's pretty loaded profit margin, but I think you must be testing quite a lot if that's your profit margin. I think
I
the
do. I
standard
do.
at this level is usually 70%. So, but you must be investing like 30% of your revenue right now in all kinds of stuff.
Look, the thing is,
For
like,
what's going on?
if you're working full time and you're handling all of this on your own, then it makes sense to have like 70% profit margin. But for me
Yeah,
right
with like
now,
two
I'm
people.
still in
Yeah.
university. I'm still very much involved with university stuff, and I can't really postpone that. I can't really kind of delegate that because it's very hard to delegate it.
You're
It's
delegating a
insurance.
lot in your business essentially instead, right?
Exactly, exactly.
I
So
mean,
I
I mean,
have a
I think you're doing the right thing, by the way. I'm just saying in an agency that's a low profit margin, but I think you're doing the right thing because who needs that money now? You can build a business and it can be $1 million business in a year if you do
hopefully.
it smart. If you delegate smart, if you create the right processes, hire the right people, I think you'll get to a good amount of money in a year. So I think you're doing the right thing, right? I'm not disagreeing, of course.
I'm very much improving the service, making sure that I don't profit in the short term, but in the long term. So I'm also like educating my employees. I'm buying them courses. I'm making them document a lot of courses and processes. That's how you grow, I guess. So right now, I feel like my team got used to, I don't know, onboarding new clients and making sure we deliver good service. We didn't have that back in, I don't know, even in December or in January even. Right now it's getting much better. We are much more of a solid team. We have in terms of delivery, we are getting much better. That's basically it.
Cool. Well, it's fantastic. Well, congrats. Your business is doing great. After a year in business and several months of doing it nearly full time or full time, right?
Yeah, from February kind of, yeah.
February, full time
Yeah,
since February.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I foresee great things. We'll revisit this maybe in 6 months or so. Like depending on what you're going to be focused on, but we'll revisit this. Just go
Hopefully
back.
by
I have a
graduation,
video of,
when I graduate university, maybe.
I mean, sure. I mean, it's good. I mean, basically
I mean,
when your
it's gonna
business
be in 6
grows,
months. Yeah, it's
you're
gonna
gonna
be in 6 months, and then I should hopefully be making much more revenue than I'm making right now, and that would be a good brag.
sure, why not? I mean, just we'll just update it. I like doing these 1 year, 6 months updates. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my god, I got my first 30,000 a month. So that's gonna be the update here, hopefully.
Hopefully,
And yeah, and business is treating you well, but I think you have the right expectations and attitude towards this. So anyone interested in getting mentored by people who know their shit, who are really gonna help you, reach out to me. Go to businessmentor.com, reach out to me, or on Facebook. Other than this, thank you, Ahmed. You shared your entire life here. So thank you for sharing all this.
yeah. Thanks. Awesome.
All right.
Thanks. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.